Hello there, unicorns! Welcome to my new tutorial. I hope you're doing well and having fun with your paintings. And happy Caturday! I know it's cats again, but you know what? It's a great subject, easy to talk about, easy to teach, and easier to make than humans. Definitely more fun. So this lovely trio here is a commission piece, and that's also what I will be talking about in this video. But anyway, before I get too far ahead, let's talk a little bit about the painting here. I'm using this masking fluid on the sketch to protect the parts I don't want paint on. This is really cheap and easy to use, and like I said it before, just don't use your brush directly in it. It will ruin them all. Use something sharp or the edge of the brush like I'm doing here. Now I'm going to slow it down a little bit to start the color. It's an important part. I always wet my paper first with clean water, because I like the splash effect, not much into hard edges, especially when I'm doing galaxy or sky. So wetting the paper works better for the splash color effect, definitely. Even though I use all the colors, this is indigo blue. It's definitely what I abuse the most, so I prefer the watercolor tubes. If it's a color I use a lot, and as you can see, the blue is very dark in some areas, almost black. Some parts, it's easier to achieve if you get them directly from the tube. Yes, this painting has 3 different blues. I actually love the dimension by having different colors in different concentrations. So yeah, I vary a lot between this palette here that you can see from Winsor and Newton, and the tubes usually by Van Gogh, but if I get money, yes, definitely Winsor and Newton. Moving on and talking a little bit about commissions. People ask me all the time, how can they start doing commissions, or how do I get to be a commissioned artist? Well, I did not plan this. It happened more by chance. I was sharing my work on social media back when it was just a hobby. And I was thrilled that I had my first request, because up until then I kind of thought I sucked. And so I grabbed that opportunity with both hands and did like a spectacular job. And long story short, it was shared by it was a Sphinx kitty as well, so it was shared by all the Sphinx groups on Facebook, and a lot of Sphinx mamas adore me and ask me to do one. So yeah, things kind of started happening for me, and in the course of like a year or so, I got more and more orders, and especially cats. I had a lot of cats. I still do a lot of cat requests. And yeah, then I felt comfortable enough to do this full time. And so yeah, I would say that will happen by chance, but things can also work if you work really, really hard for them. In my case, I always wanted to be a freelancer artist, but I'm very grateful that I get to do this every day. So yeah, it was really great for a while, but it's also very tough. That's what I wanted to tell you, because it gets repetitive after a while. Also sometimes, and this is what happened to me, I kind of found myself as an artist going through this process. I started liking other types of art, going to galleries. I fell in love with dark art, and I noticed I was really good at certain things. Like I had no idea. I was good at self-portraits and sculpting, and I don't know, weird shit, really weird shit. So it's possible that you get a little bit frustrated after a while, because as a commissioned artist, you have very little time for these experiments. That's when commissions start feeling more like a regular job. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't stress out. If you love to paint, this will always be better than working in an office. And there's always a way to get better and better at it, even if you work full-time like I did. Obviously, each person is different and react differently. I can only talk about my experience. I found my balance by doing my personal stuff at night while doing commissions during the day. It's been 2 years with this system. I even made 2 different accounts on Instagram. I have Psyca for my personal arts and Psyca-Cats for commissions. I did find the need to separate them just so I don't confuse my audience too much. You know, fluffy, cute little things like this don't usually go with gogh, with dark art. So yeah, things can happen by chance or if you work really hard for them. And remember, life isn't fair. Since the beginning I wanted to be a freelancer artist, and I would love to tell you that my ideas sell really well, but they don't. And that's okay, because I still get to paint every day for me and for others. And my advice for those starting or wanting to start with commissions is be kind and respectful to your client always. Of course, take at least 50% upfront always, and this is important. Remember that clients are humans and they can be shitty ones too. You never know who you're talking to. Don't let them pick stuff you don't feel comfortable with or you never did. You simply don't want to do it. And know your worth. Low self-esteem and doubt can lead your client to abuse your skills and your sanity. And I'm speaking from experience. I really wanted to do this video like weeks ago, but I was waiting for that perfect commission, you know, one that you can see more of me in it. And I was lucky to get this gem last week. Usually people already know what they want, so don't get to be this free, especially if it means making alterations on their faces and such. People don't really like that. This girl was awesome from the beginning. I really felt comfortable to show a little bit of my craziness here. Big shout out to Melody, by the way, for letting me do my thing. It's not something that happens very often, no, but you know what? I am free from emotion and ready for both situations. That's the most important part as a commissioned artist, is that you don't feel frustrated anymore. If I have to do a thing I usually would never do for myself, it's okay, I don't mind that. And that being said, I also believe in denying certain things I don't feel comfortable with. Like, I don't take requests for tattoo designs or logos. You know, the same reason you don't ask an architect for an illustration. Sure, that person might be good at it, of course, it's not the case, but there are different areas in art and I really respect that. And also, I don't want to be responsible for mediocre work in areas that are not mine. You know what I mean? So I guess this is my pet peeve. We all have it, and I'm sure you will find yours as well. So yeah. Anyway, I know there's a lot of stuff I'm not talking about, especially the painting itself. So I'm counting on you if you have any questions or even advices. Just let me know. I really didn't want to talk about, throughout the whole thing. It's just unpleasant to me. I think 14-minute video, it's enough, 8 minutes. So yeah, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to make them. And yeah, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later, unicorns. Thank you. Bye.